I need to give you a little bit of a story of that. So one day, during a banter, Bubbles asked Anna and I if we would adopt him. He was like, or maybe part of like a bizarre love triangle. And we're like, yeah, we'll definitely adopt you. Yeah. So we were, he's an official mom and dad. So morning Bubbles hasn't proven itself easy so far. But that's no surprise since nothing was ever easy with Bubbles. Whether it was to get a ride to a party, to meet down the street to have a beer, can I have a Bloody Mary actually? Or to charge his phone that he was likely to lose once fully charged. It was always complicated. Processing the idea that we will no longer have the opportunity to enjoy his loud, bright and cheerful presence is difficult because every minute he was alive, he was so lively. There was rarely downtime, rarely silence, rarely a nap. Bubbles' mouth was only shut when he had a balloon. Now that he is silent, there is so much footage, so many memories and stories to share that it's hard to grasp the idea that we will no longer get to witness his antics. Speaking of which, I have another fun story that's going to be the only other one, but a couple of years back I took him for lunch for his birthday, and I was really bummed. That was the day after the Charlie Hebdo attacks in Paris, and I was devastated, and he really cheered me up through that, and it was really opening up, and I was seeing his real heart. He was like this is fucked up. I don't understand how people just get shot for ideas like that. And anyway, we walked on, we went to his Thai restaurant. I gave him his present that he loved, that Anna and I bought him, that was these pair of boots with the Vogue magazine's covers on it. And by the way, 1 week later also, I see him and he's like, where did he get those shoes? And I'm like, I brought them. They're like, what? He's supposed to break them in, not break them. But he's obviously been wearing them night and day for a full week, and he wanted to get another pair of them. Anyway, we walk into his Thai restaurant to get lunch, and he doesn't look at the menu. He talks to the waitress. That was an Asian waitress that didn't speak that well English. And he's like, okay, so I had this dish once. It was like ba or ga or da or ta. It was like the plate was like, and I was biting my lip, and I was like, all he remembers is that it's a one-syllable word, the shape of the plate, what it kind of looked like. So after 20 seconds, the waitress, she read my mind. I was like, don't tell me it's the fucking pad thai he's talking about. And she's like, pad thai? And he's like, no, I know pad thai. No, it's not pad thai. Sorry. And he keeps on going. It's like, we're at a standstill. It's like, he keeps saying one syllable word and stuff. And then he goes like, maybe it was Vietnamese. and then he goes, no. So he keeps going, keeps looking for the name again. There's no new clue. It's still like it's going nowhere. I start looking through the window. I'm like, what? And then he goes like, okay, well, I guess I'll have a pad thai. And that was typical Bubbles, like raw comedy all along. So
tell us more stories now.
Yeah. But that's, I'll come back to my text. So Bubbles wasn't dealt an easy hand, and yet he did pretty good altogether. The outpour of love following his death shows that he has left an unforgettable print in the lives of those who have been lucky enough to cross paths with him. Every encounter with Bubbles always had its fair share of amusement, raw comedy, disbelief, laughter, absurdity, and self-deprecation. As soon as Bubbles was showing up somewhere, you would hear someone scream his name, even those who had barely met him. He always took the time to respond to whoever was calling him or coming to say hi. Tourists were rushing to their phones to take a picture of this unusual sighting, while his fellow Tenderloin residents would wave and smile, thanking him for being his friendly self and bringing some free entertainment to their streets, whether it was through some impromptu DJ sets, fake news reports, or the promotion of his latest creation, the delectable Trenny Snow Cone. As a matter of fact, Bubbles' absence at a party was also rarely unnoticed. Whether it was because he had been 86 from a club, or 172, or because he'd finally gone to bed and slept that night. Bubbles was a force to be reckoned with, a celebrity in some sort. Many people who were meeting Bubbles for the first time were intrigued. Many wanted to know more. Who was behind this persona? What was pushing him to dress up like this? What was his drive? I've read in articles here and there that Bubbles was an activist, and he was indeed, but not affiliated to anything. He was an activist whose message was to live the life you want, not to take yourself too seriously, have a good time whenever you can, while provoking a little bit, pushing boundaries, and breaking the codes of an ever more sterile and outraged society. He loved to bring smiles to people's faces. With Bubbles, it was Halloween 364 days a year, pretty much. Oddly enough, on Halloween Day, he would usually dress up as Anthony. There was something we all strongly admired about Bubbles. He was a piece of modern art. I think a lot of us were seeing a little bit of ourselves in Bubbles. He loved art, he loved to party, he loved to dance, he loved to perform, to make people laugh. He loved eccentricity and extravagance, and he didn't want to be politically correct. He brought so much spark, life, color, and love to the scene, and we're all extremely grateful for this. About a year ago, while interviewing him to make a documentary, my friend and I asked him, "What are you exactly seeking dressing up as Bubbles?" And he replied, "I just want to be loved, like everybody else." From my experience, people who need the most love are usually the hardest to give it to. Behind the larger-than-life, louder-than-bombs, eccentric, flamboyant, and outrageous characters of Bubbles wearing his blonde wig, bikini top and wedges, riding his fixie bike, in case you've ever wondered where he got those calves, there was Anthony O'Brien, a very personable and sensitive gay guy who cared about you, had a big heart, expressed compassion, hated injustice, and did not take any bullshit. He was on his own clock, doing his own thing, and opted for a harder life that would be his own rather than following the easy steps of conformity. Even in harder times, San Francisco still allowed him to do so. There was not much room for compromise with Bubbles. It was all or nothing. Take it or leave it. Be there or be square. While having some... Okay. That was the story with Anna, so we talked about that. So I'll finish up with that. That's my conclusion. As vulnerable as he was somehow feeling immortal to me. And that's why it's so hard today for me. I still think he will show up at some party, at his party tonight, in his denim shorts and his high heels, telling me in his typical raucous voice, "Nikki just said last night blew my fucking mind." And then after that saying, "Hi, how are you?" And then, "But where's everyone?" Bubbles, I will miss the Facebook post in capital letters asking for a ride or to be added to the guest list at the last minute, narrating your Kafkaesque adventures in Berlin. I will also miss the halo of lipstick all around your mouth, hearing you singing the praise about Berlin's clubs and how amazing their sound systems are, asking around at the campout if anybody has found your left boob, going on about the ever-diminishing presence of freaks in San Francisco, saying that Solar is your favorite DJ, or yelling, "Du shows gudos," at strangers. That means you look great in German. He loves that. Bubbles, you're finally getting that sleep that you often skipped, Bobs, I love and miss you dearly. Shine on, you crazy diamond.